Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Phil, WA6LDI Net Control for the South Orange Amateur Radio Association's Sunday morning 40-meter net, otherwise known as the SOARA net, or the SOARA Sunday morning 40-meter net. Don't mind me, guys. I'm still a little half asleep here and just nursing my cup of coffee so I can wake up. Okay, thus far we have WA6ED, top of the list, then we have Dale, W6EDT, and we have Charlie, KC6FZY, Portable 7 in Utah. So let me see if we can bring anyone else on board. Any other station wishing to check in, please come down with your call.
6MEL and K6IWM.
Okay, I have N6JCN, Jim, blasting in. And then I have KR6ISS, Chris, KE6IWM. Did I miss anyone?
N6MEL.
Or right. WB4. ECY, I think. Kind of didn't catch the whole call there. And then we had the KE6IWM. I copied him. And let's see. There was another station in there. Please come now.
N6MEL.
N6MEL. Mel. Welcome aboard, sir.
Good morning.
Okay, any other stations? Okay, nothing heard. This is who we have thus far. We have WA6ED, number one on the list, and we have Dale, W6EDT. After Dale, we have Charlie, KC6FZY, Portable 7. And we have Jim, N6JCN, Chris, KR6ISS. And I can't even read my own writing here. KE6IWM and Mel, N6NEL. Did I miss anyone?
Whiskey Echo 4, Bravo Yankee, Greg.
I knew I missed somebody. Okay, Greg. WE4BY. You're actually after Chris, so you'll be on the you're on the list after Chris. Okay. As far as a topic today. Either I'll leave it up to you guys, or I was thinking of a topic. Has anyone participated in like a races event? I did that this weekend, yesterday, as a matter of fact, at the race that they have at the center, the Murray Center, and it was pretty interesting. It was kind of like races, mission vehicle races based. And I really enjoyed it. So let's go to the top of the list. WA6C, did you take it? You can pass it on to Dale, W6CDT. Dale, pass it on to Charlie, KC6FZY. Charlie, you can pass it on to Jim. And 6JCN, Jim, pass it on to Chris, KR6ISS. Chris, you can pass it on to Greg, WE4BY. Greg, you can pass it on to Mel, N6MEL. And I believe that's it thus far. So, Ed, pick it up, sir. WA6ED, this is WA6LDI.
WA6ED, I think you just put Mike after Chris, KE6IWM, and that's what my notes say. So you skipped Mike.
Mike. You're talking about... Well, I'm losing it, guys. Which Mike?
I think it's IWM.
There, Brad.
IWM. Don't worry about it, Phil.
Oh, I thought I had mentioned you because I had you on the paper here right after ECY. Okay, I have you in a log as well, Mike. Sorry about that. Okay, pick it up, Ed.
Okay, well, maybe it's my fault. Sorry if I if I glitched, but good morning, everybody. And yeah, that sounds like fun. You did the races, net control, and all of that. That's what got me started with ham radio, was emergency communication. I never did the Aries or races type of commitment, but I did other net controls, stuff like that. And for the life of me, I don't understand why more people don't want to practice net control, because during an emergency, knowing how to properly organized people or better organized people is probably a good thing. But I guess after you've been on the radio for a while, you can pretty well do it no matter what, because you've listened to enough net controls that you know if you have to do it, you'd know how. That was what got me started, and the only other events I've done were like races and stuff, helping Heiko out or helping the communications out for like bike races and runs and stuff like that, which was always fun too, and highly recommend that when people have time for it. Okay, that was my commercial. Over to Dale, W6EDT, take it away, WA6ED.
Well, thank you, Ed. This is W6EDT going through the mountains in southern San Diego County, coming back from Yuma. It sounds like they had a fun time there at the Oso Fit race, Bill, and I can hear Charlie a little bit. You may not be able to hear me all that well, especially given where I'm at. There's the direction of the mountains in the area. So I'll just make it go through the side. And this is the KG6 line from W6EDT.
Yeah, W6 EDT, Dale. This is KC6FUI, Portable 7. So I'm not in Utah today. I'm over here in Henderson, Nevada. My daughter and her family went up north, and I'm sitting here kind of with my 16-year-old grandson who just got his driver's license and driving his car. So I had to rush over to that house over here to my house here and set up the rig and do that. And Dale, I was able to hear you definitely that time when you first were talking to Phil. It was a little difficult to copy, so you're getting better, maybe a little bit closer. I tried to get on the SDR, but for some reason my iPhone, I can't get the audio on it. I don't know what it's hooked to. Sometimes it does that. It flips to a different Bluetooth. Like my Apple EarPods. And I think, Ed, you're right. Mike from Lone Pine was off the tour. No, wait, I had Greg after that. And I had Mike after Chris. No, wait, yeah, after Chris. So I don't know where he is. So anyway, you can straighten that out. As long as we let Mike get in there and talk, you know how he is. He definitely has things to say. And with that, I think I will pass it on to Jim, N6JCM. Jim, why don't you take it?
Okay, thanks, Charlie. And I hear everybody so far well. WE4BY was light, but still copyable. And I'm in Fawnskin today, not in South Orange County. Let's see, as far as races, Aries type stuff, I should do more. I can't, I'm still working full time to support my radio and flying habits, but it's all good. I've done a few races. I've flown a repeater, 800 megahertz repeater for what was called the Radio Rodeo a few years ago, and so I should do more. I'll think about that. And earlier this morning, for the first time, Mike, IWM, always tells us about the Bishop Net. So I checked in on that at 7:30. I think that's on 3.950 megahertz at 7:30. And Mike couldn't hear me, but other people could, so that was kind of fun. With that, I will turn it over. Let's see. I think after me is Chris, KR6 ISS. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, this is KR6 ISS. As far as working races, that was always a phenomenon with Heiko. And since he's not around anymore, somebody else really should be taking up getting people organized for races. I would think that maybe Patty should still be doing that. She was involved with it along with Heiko. Because, that was, I especially liked the one that was the half marathon on Memorial Day weekend. The half marathon, that was a good one. That's very local to where I was living. They ran right by where I was living. See if he was, quite often I would be at where they were turning around down at down the canyon, leave the Wood Canyon Park. Drive my car down there to the junction of the two canyons and work it from there. I think that's something that needs to be picked up since Heiko's not there to do it anymore. Anyway, I'm not entirely sure which one of the two is supposed to get it next, Greg or Mike. You know, I think Mike may be first and then Greg, but you can correct me, Phil, if I'm wrong. Carrier 6 ISS, whoever's next, go ahead, take it.
I believe it's Greg and then Mike. WE4BY, this is WA6LDI. You still with us, Greg?
Yeah, WA6LDI, WA6LDI. I wanted to sit around and play with some antennas, and I figured this is a good place to do it. So, either go to the net or ask anybody wants to stop by you know, basically, I'll Charlie asked for volunteers, and whatever the thing he's running,
Let me know when he's done.
So, I hate to say yes to that one too early before I know what kind of ideas he has. But you know, I've looked for as many opportunities as possible for some of these brush in the mountains that stuff goes across the belt for my first time racing. Taking over around that stretch, make connections to some of the people that run those, and I know there's been a change of ownership some of those runs. So, you know, I was kind of thinking maybe you know that would be kind of cool to make that like a business of control or something. Something that we can talk about going forward. Is, you know, having Patty stay involved.
Thanks, Greg. Mike, you can pick it up. KE6IWM, WA6LDI.
Okay, thank you, Phil. Yeah, Greg, you're a little bit noisy. I heard you a little bit, Greg, but there's also some other traffic nearby that's sort of interfering with your signal. Phil, I heard you really well, so. Okay, thanks a lot, Greg. Sorry I couldn't hear your report. KE6IWM here, Mike and Lone Pine. Yeah, thank you, Jim, N6JCN, for checking in on the BishopNet. Sorry I couldn't hear you better. Did hear you on there. Even the SDR was a little bit light, but we have a good crew on that net that does a lot of relays whenever I need it. We do have a couple. So we had another station down there. I think it was North Carolina. M6MOS Brett down there, so he's in your area. And we had another station, Loretta. Let's see, from Lake Los Angeles. That's what's her AJ6HO Loretta Lake LA. So a few from down that area. If anyone knows the following people doing M6CBO from Acton, he checks into the BishopNet when he's around. So we have a pretty widespread net. The net control today for well, there's a previous net too at 7, which is the San Joaquin Valley Aries net on 3935, and the net control is in Oakland, you know, the entrance to Yosemite. So, and another station that checks in is up in Carson Valley. Sheila, AJ7 KA7AJQ. So, and that's on 80 meters. So propagation isn't nearly as good as 40 meters right now. 40 meters, everyone's coming in. Well, Gray was orbit. Let's see, Charlie was coming in good. Dale was coming in pretty good. So most stations, good contact, good signals on them. So, and really appreciate you checking into the Bishop Net, Jim. And it's open to anyone. So if you remember, it's what, same as Highway 395, 3.950. Okay, having the advertisements done. Yeah, I did a lot of races work. I was with Costa Mesa Races, with Gordon and all that. And I was a radio officer for, 6, 7 years. It was like a long time. I was radio officer for a while. And of course, I pretty much we had a Monday night net. I always ran that. I did do a lot of that. And of course, being the radio officer, I had to get involved with all the county races nets and going to the county races meetings and dealing with those guys. I still get the OC Races newsletter every month. Thank you to everyone that does that. Randy PRL is pretty much involved with that. So, yeah, I did a lot of racing stuff, participated in all the drills, and twice a year they do a radio drill on Saturdays, and then the races we do, and then of course, Baker Vegas. You can sort of consider that a races event, because it's almost all city-affiliated races through our radio group that we're helping out with it. And I did that for, I think, 10 years. And I may get involved with the Inyo County Sheriff's Department over there this year. Still talking. I talked to them on Zoom. I may be doing that. A lot of activities coming up here. Besides, there's no races in Inyo County. I'm not sure why, but it takes a dedicated radio person to really get that started, I guess. And, who knows? Maybe I will sometime. The main sheriff's office is in Independence. It's only about 15 miles from let's see, April 25th, the Bishop Amateur Radio Club and the Sierra Amateur Radio Club, which is in Ridgecrest, are having a joint swap meet at the Park in Irvine, the Park in Lone Pine, and not down there, the Park in Lone Pine, and it was curtailed during COVID. But it's picked up again, and we have a pretty good group. We had like 30. It's a little bit isolated, and most of the people were in Bishop or Ridgecrest, and we had 30 show up here, so it was a pretty good event. I tried to buy something, and he just gave it to me. Okay, I'll have more next time around, and yeah, I did do a lot of races, operations when I was in Costa Mesa. So I think I'm turning it over to Mel, M6MEL, K6IWM.
K6IWM and 6MEL. Yeah, I copy it just fine, Mike. You're S9 up here into Sonoma County, and you're real strong on the SDR. Let's see. I've been very involved in races when I was still living down south. Huntington Beach Races. Very active group, lots of support from the city. We're doing all sorts of things. The first time I ever rode in a helicopter, they were trying to get some sort of visual. They had a pretty spiffy helicopter, but they were trying to get some sort of video. This was before iPhones. And so I went up in a helicopter, mostly on the 4th of July. We tried to find people shooting off illegal fireworks. So, but that was an awful lot of fun. About 8 hours up in the sky, flying around with Huntington Beach PD, and then we also went out with the fire department, and we'd do ride-along with the fire department, exercising. An awful lot of fun. Well, up here in Sonoma County, we don't have races. We have ACS, Auxiliary Communication Service,
very active with the county. And since we have things like the Russian River, it's flooded 2 times since I've been up here, and we've activated both times. So we're doing a lot of real stuff. Not too much races and things like that, but lots of stuff that will sharpen our skills. All right, I better keep it short because I know there was some adjacent chatter, and I think I'm at the end. So I'm sending it back up to you, Phil. I'm sorry, I can't remember your call sign. Back up to you, N6MEL.
Okay, very good, Mel. N6MEL and the group. This is WA6LDI. Real fine, gentlemen. Okay, on the your different experiences with emergency communications and RACES, Aries groups, or whatever. And sounds really, really fine. I know, actually, my first experience was with LA County RACES. Disaster Communications, I believe it was called. And that was my first stint there when I was with the Sheriff's Department. And I really enjoyed that. I think the call was K6CPT, if I recall correctly. And they did have a ham in charge. I can't remember his name, but he was blind, and he would handle all of the net control and all that. And actually, he was actually employed by the county at the Sheriff's Department. He worked at the communications center, and he really, really did a great job. That was his full-time position, and he was always on I think it was 440, or was it 2 meters? I don't recall now. It's been so many years. And he was always there. You give him a call, and sure enough. But I think the frequency, if I recall, was 145.30. That much I remember. But I just can't remember his call or his first name. Alrighty, let's see here. Wow, we're 38:21. Let me give another call out here to see if we have anyone else who would like to check in. Again, this is WA6LDI net control for the SOARA Sunday morning 40-meter net. Again, this is an open net, open to all licensed amateurs. Do we have any other check-ins at this time? If so, please come now.
Alpha 6 Echo Alpha.
Okay, I copied an Alpha 6 Echo Alpha. New person, Peter, according to my log here. I have the N3FJP log that you type in a call sign. It usually gives the location as well as the person's first name. So welcome aboard, Peter.
Thanks. Yeah, this is Peter, and I live in Borrego Springs, California. And yeah, that was interesting hearing you talk about the emergency communication stuff. And the blind ham that worked at the sheriff's office. That was an interesting story. Thanks for sharing that. And yeah, I'm getting ready for a Aries net, the Imperial County Aries net on 7204. So I just kind of saw this signal here and thought I'd stop by. Anyway, have a good net, and I'm going to go over to the Aries net on 7204 here in a little bit. So 73, this is A60A in British.
Okay, Peter. Well, thank you for checking in. AA6EA, WA6LDI. Well, you're welcome anytime to check in. We usually start our net at 0800 local Pacific time on this frequency, up or down a few kilohertz to the QRM. And you're welcome to check in anytime. Alrighty, let me see if we can bring anyone else on board at this point. Again, this is WA6LDI net control for the SOARA Sunday morning 40-meter net. Do we have any other stations wishing to check in? If so, please come now if you call.
KG6FCT. Good morning.
Okay, good morning to you, Lou. KG6FCT. There was another station in there. Please come again.
Charlie, over to Arizona.
Okay, the Arizona station, we had a double again. Let me have your call sign phonetically, please.
KZ6
Charlie. Kilo, Zulu, 6 Charlie.
Okay, got you that time. Kilo Zulu 6 Charlie. Welcome aboard, sir. And I believe there was another station. Please come now.
Every Sunday morning, I guess, right?
I'm sorry, we doubled. Yes, we're on this frequency up or down a few kilohertz every Sunday morning. It's called the SOARA Sunday Morning 40-meter net, or South Orange Amateur Radio Association's Sunday Morning 40-meter net. What's your location and first name, please?
Yeah, I go by Hondo or Kevin. GM43.
Okay, very good there, Hondo. Welcome aboard. Again, we're here every Sunday at 0800 local Pacific time, and you're welcome to check in during our nets. Really happy to meet you there. So welcome aboard. Okay, any other stations, please come now.
I was checking, but no, these are in rotation, so K6 here.
Okay, that station there, was it K6 CVM, Charlie Victor Mike?
Relay?
Go ahead, Relay.
It's Steve, K6 UVR.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. K6 UVR. Should have recognized your voice there, Steve, but you were pretty quick on the button there. So, okay, we have you logged in as well. So the new stations that have just checked in was KG6FCT, or was it Hondo, Kilo Zulu 6 Charlie, and Steve, K6UVR. So let me see, we'll pass it on to Lou, KG6FCT, to pick it up.
Well, thank you. This is KG6FCT. Good morning, all. And my most fondest memories and most activity was with the Mission Viejo races, which I miss. I'm wondering if Charlie is still in charge and running the show there. So somebody might comment on that. And we are, I don't see much activity here, but our group, Western Placer Amateur Radio Club, on our nets we're starting to do a little message handling practice. So we have a leader for that. And maybe we will get into more activity. But as far as I know, it is not supported like Mission Viejo has. So with that, I will pass it on to Hondo, KZ6C. This is KG6FCT.
Hondo, you still with us? Kilo Zulu 6 Charlie, WA6LDI.
This is Kevin, KZ6 Charlie, Gilbert, Arizona. It's going to be 92 degrees. It's already almost 80 degrees. It is 80 degrees right now. And another dry and sunny day here in beautiful downtown Gilbert.
Okay, well, fine there, Kevin. Well, welcome aboard. You have any further transmission to make at this point?
No, not right now. I just want to listen to the group a little bit, get an idea what you guys typically talk about. My interests are antennas, homegrown antennas, any way to put up antennas to reach out to DX.
Oh, very good, Hondo. Well, by all means, we're here every Sunday morning on this frequency at 0800 local Pacific time, and you've got a good signal. You're good solid 5.9, no problem copying you there. And by all means, check in again next Sunday. The net normally lasts for about an hour or so. But we're always looking for new people to check in, and thus far today, there's we have 13 people. That has to be the most we've ever had check in on a weekend here on a Sunday. Definitely something to note to celebrate, I guess you can say. Okay, well, let me turn it over to you once more, and make sure you copy the information. So, Hondo, Kilo Zulu 6 Charlie, this is WA6LDI, and the name here is Phil, Papa Hotel India Lima.
W6LDI, yeah, this is Steve at 630. Phil, great talking with you this morning. I did want to make one comment. I'm lucky to hear you at 7200, 7201. I have a neighbor nearby with a solar collector, and he hits 7201 for yours.
Oh, wow. So now you're getting QRM'd. That's usually the other way around. Those wonderful solar panels, if they're, I don't know if they need to put filters in them or a grounding situation that causes problems or what. But yeah, they can be a real hassle. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, grounding is usually first question check, right? But yeah, I don't know that neighbor very well. We just moved in. Over.
Okay, understood. Okay, well, do the best you can, I guess, or maybe make friends with him and introduce yourself. Let him know what you do, and you never know, you might be able to recruit another amateur. We'll see what happens, and then you guys can work together to figure out what's causing that QRN.
Yeah, roger that. The only problem I've had here ever is the previous tenant had, I don't know what's different about it. It's the same solar system unless they had it reworked. I've never had a problem with it here.
Okay, roger that. All righty, well, let's go on with the net here. Stick around, and we're usually here for from 8 to 9, so by all means, stick around and join the group. All righty, again, this is WA6LDI. Steve, we know you're in there. I haven't forgotten about you. So K6UVR to pick it up. This is WA6LDI.
I just wanted to check in and be in the location. Got a couple things going on here in the condo, and most notably, I've injured my back, and I've realized the evening tradition is you help fill the grave with shovels when you go to funeral another day, and conversation with people as we were shoveling dirt, and ended up doing a little too much. No big deal though. Take a week or so to clear up, I hope. Looking forward to seeing folks Monday night at the board meeting, and other than that, I don't really have all that much to chat about today. Hopefully everybody's doing well, and I'll return it to you, Phil. WA6LDI from K6UVR.
Okay, very good, Steve. K6UVR and the group WA6LDI. Well, we have 13 people checked in. This is the most I've ever seen on the Sunday morning 40-meter net. I guess we're getting very popular here. I'm glad to see the turnout. Okay, let's go to the top of the list. WA6ED to pick it up. This is WA6LDI.
Well, thank you, Phil. WA6ED, and good morning, everybody. Good morning to the crowd. But anyway, we also have a 10-meter net on 28.415 at 9 o'clock, if anybody's interested. And right now, I'm learning how to better print polycarbonate on the 3D printer. It's a bit of a challenge due to warpage, and I don't want any warpage at all. This is stuff for work, but I'm printing at home and at work right now, and I've got some parts off. I've been using brim, but it looks like I need to use a heated chamber. I use an enclosure already, but I don't run the temperature up, so it only gets up to about 30 degrees C. And I just ordered a heater for work, and I'm gonna see if 60 degrees C helps. So experimenting. And as far as antennas for Hondo, there was a group of us that were working on magnetic loop antennas for a while, and that was a lot of fun. And I'm hoping one of these days to take all the parts I have in storage, have stored over here, and do something with them again. I have a lot. Once you start building antennas, you get ideas and they propagate. You got more ideas where you want to build more antennas. I'm going to go ahead and say 73 and get ready for the 10 meter net. I don't know. You probably need almost a whole half hour, so I'm going to shut up and get it over to Dale. 73, everybody. Over to W6EDT, WA6ED. I'll listen out.
Well, thank you, Ed. Hope you can hear me okay. Copying everybody pretty well. Greg is the weakest. A little hard to take him up. He's pretty well down here on I-8 going through the mountain passes coming into San Diego. Well, not really to San Diego yet. But, yeah, a great net so far. 13 people. That's excellent. And, yeah, the guy from Arizona, the last guy, KZ6B, is real strong. And Tim was really, really strong as well. Everybody else is 5'7" to 5'9". I guess I'm not quite as strong because I can't go into the path. But, yeah, Charlie, for loser information, Charlie is still in charge of Mission Video Races. He's doing real well, and yeah, the glue that holds that organization together for sure. So I won't talk too long. I'll just pass it on to, let's see, I forget what I'm trying to do. CC650Y. That's right. CC650Y, I'm picking you up fairly well. Over you, W6EDT.
Pick it up, Charlie. KC6FZY Portable 7, WA6LDI.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. This is KC6FZY Portable 7 here in Henderson, Nevada. Yeah, Dale's a little bit hard to copy, even on the Half Moon Bay SDR, but I can barely make him out. Let's see, Lou, you asked about who's running races here in Mission Viejo, and yeah, Charlie's still doing it. At the meeting last time, we wanted to get some people together for some race here, and I think Phil mentioned that he had been there, or did it, so maybe Phil could fill us in on that. I got my iPhone problem straightened out so I can get audio now at the SDRs. I don't know how the audio got turned off, but sometimes that happens. It just happens, all right. Wanted to thank Chris again for his presentation at the SOARA meeting last week on ELF antennas and Marconi and how important it was back in the days there, early century when the Titanic went down, and how that probably saved quite a few people that who never made it if they couldn't communicate over the ocean. That was very interesting that signals at those frequencies propagate over the ocean, better even probably than HF through the ionosphere. And let's see, I guess the last thing he's gone, but I finally finished building my 10-meter antenna. It's a vertical dipole, and I tested it last weekend, and I got a guy in Laguna Woods that answered me, so I'm pretty good, sure it's working good. And I also put a coil on it so it'll work at 20 meters. So maybe next week when I'm back in Sacramento, I'll be able to go on the 10 meters. And with that, Jim is next. N6JCN. Jim, how do you take it? KC6FZY Portable 7. Over to you, Jim.
I believe it's Mike that gets it next, KE6IWM.
No, Phil, it's me, N6JCN.
Okay, my error. Sorry about that. Pick it up, Jim.
Okay, thanks, Charlie. And I can hear you well, Portable 7 out of Henderson. And on the topic, not exactly races, but a couple of things I enjoy. I'm a PSR, Professional Service Responder, in Orange County, and volunteer with the Aero Squadron. So it's kind of radio related in that they do fire watches and flood watches. So fly the old tail dragger on a sort of a semi-prescribed route. We haven't been doing that for a while because, as our sergeant said, we are paused because we are poor. The Orange County has tremendous, plus $1 billion set aside related to lawsuits from the airport fire, among other things. So we've been paused in those efforts. So we're looking forward to resetting the budget hopefully in July and get back in the air. And then also, more recently, become involved with the 5-year update of the Orange County Hazard Mitigation Plan, the OCHMP. And that's through the Orange County Sheriff and Orange County Fire Authority. Those are the lead agencies, but I think that there are upwards of 38 other agencies that are involved. And so the job there is to look back through the previously identified hazards. This is an update that occurs every 5 years. And this is the first time they've gone outside to a consulting group, which I happen to work for. So we identify the hazards, the potential mitigations, and then identify appropriate responses to the event. So I did get to go up to Loma Ridge last week and meet with some of the folks up there and look at the MCOM side of things and the radio side of things. And it was really cool. So that's kind of it for me on participating. And Chris, I did miss your presentation, and I don't know if you would be willing to, if you had slides, to share that, because I'd be very interested in sort of the history of radio, how that all works. And speaking of Chris, I will turn it over to Chris, KC6. Hang on a second. What is it? KR6 ISS. Chris, go ahead.
Okay, Jim, this is KR6 ISS. Yeah, all those slides, I think it'd probably just too much stuff to put on the net somewhere. I will tell Lou that the mystery stainless engineering construction that ends up being used as an early low-frequency radio transmitter was the Eiffel Tower. I didn't know that myself until I researched it. Yeah, it was like 1910 it started being used. He was bringing long wires from the top of the Eiffel Tower down to the park at an angle and starting to do park cap low frequency transmissions from there. Actually, the very first time a radio time signal was sent from the Eiffel Tower about 1910. So we just take for granted now, like the WWV. Anyway, yeah, I think that was probably had some interesting factoids for people in at the meeting we have Monday. Anyway, what's happening to me is the injury to my toe I had from hiking on those subantarctic islands clear back at the beginning of January is acting up again, and a whole bunch of blood, basically ended up underneath the toenail. And I think after all this time, it's starting to causing some infections. And the podiatrist says you may have to take the toenail off so he can clean all that out. But in the meantime, he's giving me an antibiotic because it's starting to hurt. And it's 2 months later, and it's acting up again. Oh boy. Anyway, the older you get, the more you're going to have problems with travel because you get infections easier, and if you fall, you get injured more than you would when you were younger. So it's two things that happen to when you get in the late 70s and 80s, if you're trying to travel like you used to do when you were in your 40s or 30s or something. All right, I'll send it on to Greg. 4BY, take it, Greg. Just KR6ISS.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. KR6ISS, WE4BY, mobile at rest. Now in Beebe Park. So I decided to try a little experiment, and of course, unless I jump back and forth a couple times, it's not very definitive. But there aren't as many trees right here, so maybe part of my issue there, getting out is just being surrounded by the trees. But we will see. I finally have my mobile unit back in my truck and working reasonably reliably. I had some issues a couple weeks ago. In fact, Dale sent me a snippet of audio where I had some really funky tones going on. So I've got a brand new antenna mount made out of a big block of Delrin plastic with some holes drilled in it. So there's big space. I've got the antenna goes through an in bulkhead connector, well grounded to the chassis. So a number of things improved. Oh, a new battery. My aux battery was dying, so the voltage was low. So
fixed a lot of things up. So hopefully it's getting out better. And like I said, I'll take reports from people who thought I was weak before and see if the change in locations has made any improvement. But yeah, we should keep it rolling until we can finish the list by 9 o'clock. I'm going to join in the 10-meter net. And, hi to Mel. Don't hear from you too often anymore. And Peter, Lou, and it was good to hear Hondo in there. Hi to you, Steve. Anyway, and I am hearing everybody today, even Dale. He was 4-2, but I could still make out everything he said there. They're coming into San Diego. So, anyway, KE6IWM, over to you from WE4BY Mobile 6.
Okay, thank you, Greg. KE6IWM, and your signal came way up for me, Greg. I hear you fine on the radio, so you made a great improvement. You appreciate it. At least I didn't have to have and you never did know me. Thanks a lot, and you have a good day where you're at. And the station from Gilbert, welcome aboard. I check in the GordoNet during the week checks in a station from Gilbert, WB7CAT. Doug, he's there in town. So if you know him, say hello from the people in SoCal. Okay, let's see, what else is, the temperature's way up. It's about 160 degrees down. We had 83 yesterday, so it's going to be probably about the same. A low of 44, which is real comfortable for here, this time of year anyway, first day of March. And, Mel was talking about flying around the helicopter in Huntington. I was invited to in Costa Mesa. I may share it with you before. But I never did. I can't remember exactly why I didn't. Maybe policy, I think, might have changed. But I dealt with the pilots of the Eagle Group, ABLE, Airborne Law Enforcement, quite a bit. They had a fast cam converter on the helicopter, and they had a video camera. So they had sent a video, and I had a downloader, converter. It was all analog, not digital. I was I was home a lot during that time. I was working from home, and I hear the helicopter. I'd have the radio on, hear them call me, and ask if I could do a fast can test. So I turn on the equipment and do it, and it worked out pretty good. And I had kids are looking at that, and they hear the helicopter thing, and they'd know what it is. So I run up and look at it on my TV set, and one time the pilot or the co-pilot of the helicopter said, "You got a couple little kids running in your front door. Let me know they're on their way." So that was fun working with the evening that way. They did I recorded it on what did I record? I recorded on a VCR, and then I tried to convert it to digital, and it was sloppy. I had a digital camcorder that I was able to plug into my VCR and convert it to digital, but it wasn't a very good signal, so it doesn't come in very good. I have to dig out the VCR tape and look at it again. But they flew all over Newport Harbor. And they asked me if I knew the names of the islands in Newport Harbor. And they were surprised I knew them as well as I did. But I grew up around there. So that was really good. One of the pilots even came up in this area. I heard them on the repeaters up here, and they were doing some hikers, APRS hikers going up with me. So spent a little time with those guys. It's really fun working with the Costa Mesa PD down there. And right around 2010, in that area, my liaison as radio officer with the PD was Sergeant Joyce LaPointe. And she was promoted lieutenant captain, and now she's chief in Costa Mesa as of, she was assistant chief for a couple of years, but The chief retired, and she took over just a few months ago. So, and I heard she asked how I was at the MASAC Christmas meeting she attended. So she was really, I hope she got her ham license by now. She said she was going to. It was really fun working with her Christmas. And in the 70s, I worked for the city of Newport as a mechanic for a few years, and they had me at the police department. So I dealt with the pilots there, of course, all the people at the Santa Barbara Avenue by Fashion Island. And so I was sort of experienced dealing with the police departments as either an employee or, closely related to the employees. So, okay, well, it's getting late. I know you got a few more check-ins to do. So thank you, everyone, for being there. Good to hear you, Jim, on the previous set. We'll talk to everyone next time. So this is Mike K6IWM saying 73 to everyone, and have a great weekend. And I'm going to turn it over to Mel. Yeah.
KE6IWN and 6MEL. Well, I'll keep it real short since it looks like we're getting close here. Let's see. First of all, Greg, if you're listening, S9 Plus into Northern California, your signal came up dramatically, and actually Mike's decreased dramatically. Well, let's see. On the subject of races, Loma Rind, I was very involved in the American Red Cross. I think Mike was as well, and Gordo West was. And we worked Loma Ridge many times, mostly during the songs drill, and where Loma Ridge went into full activation, and it was pretty amazing watching the dynamics of a place that is extremely well funded. Up here, not so much. In the Russian River Valley, our biggest thing is flooding, and of course fires. And a lot of hams are working with something called the Mesh Network with ham radio. I don't know a whole heck of a lot about it, but it's pretty astonishing what you can do with this. It's a very malleable system where if something goes out, it fixes itself, or at least that's what I understand. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Lou, and I'll say 7-3s to all. Over to you, Lou, and KG6 FCT and 6MEL.
Well, and 6MEL in the group. This is KG6 FCT. Thank you, Chris and Dale, and hearing about Charlie, and I definitely want to have my hello Charlie's passed on to him. I think I love the support Mission Viejo provides for races, and I'd love to see something like that down here in Roseville. Maybe I can ask some questions, but at least we have one person in our group that's interested in teaching about message handling, so we could be prepared for that. I am still pursuing VE. I'm a VE, thanks to SOARA, and we are conducting tests first Tuesday of every month, so next week I will be testing, and I think that takes good hearing everybody and all the comments, and with that, let's see, I think, Mel, Peter was after you, so I will turn it over to Peter if he's there, and that's AA6ER. Take it, Peter, and then you could turn it over to Kevin, KZ6C.
Okay, this is Peter, Alpha 6 Echo Alpha AE6EA in Burger Springs. And yeah, this has been interesting listening to you guys, and very interesting little roundtable. So thanks for on inviting me in, and maybe I'll stop by some other times too. And by the way, I think that the net control is Whiskey Alpha 6 Lima Delta India. Is that correct? Lima Delta India, is that correct?
That's affirmative. That's affirmative, Peter. Thank you.
Okay, great. Yeah, it sounded like LB, like Bravo India, when I first heard it. So anyway, but I got it. Thanks a lot, and have a good net. Have a good rest of your net. 73 Alpha 6 Echo Alpha. Good.
Okay, very good. Alpha 6 Echo Alpha in the group WA6LDI. Believe Hondo, Kilo Zulu 6 Charlie, are you still with us? Okay, nothing heard. Steve, are you still there? K6UVR.
Oh, I'm always somewhere, Chris. I didn't need to be in rotation, though. I'm going to try to get on 10 this week if I can.
Happy Sundays, everyone. K6UVR. Back to you, Phil. WA6LDI from K6UVR.
Okay, very good, Steve. Well, thank you very much for turning it back here to me. Looks like it's that time, so I'm going to sign off the net here. I want to thank everyone for checking in. We actually had a total of 13 people. 14 with myself. So definitely a record, and I really appreciate everyone that has checked in. So with that, I'll say 73. Enjoy the remainder of your weekend. Have a wonderful Sunday. And we look forward to next Sunday to continue with our net. So this is WA6LDI Net Control for the South Orange Amateur Radio Association Sunday morning 40-meter net. The net is now closed and the frequencies return to normal use. And if you guys would like to QSY to 10 meters, 28.415, they can continue there with WA6ED there. Ed, he's the net controller for the 10-meter net. 73 all, take care, and we'll see you soon.